welcome back to Leeds Lately. Leeds, just make sure you hit that big red button for me. Leeds have just had their biggest win since March 1972, and I think that was against Southampton. 7-0. Leeds have just won 7-0, and for this match reaction, I actually have to go on Google and have the game up so that I can tell who scored, so I can actually remember what the goals were, because I struggle at the best of times when we've scored 2 or 3. Never mind, 7 goals. I'm doing my best to remember them. We're going to go through the goals, just talk about them and how good they were. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is quickly talk about the game itself, because this is the best performance by a mile that I've seen from a Daniel Farke Leeds United team. From the start, I could tell when we were like, let's say, 20, 30 minutes in, I could already tell that this was going to be a really, really good performance. I thought Leeds were attacking fast, dynamic, strong, great performances from a lot of players. For me, Joel Peru had a really, really good game. Some great passes. Obviously, these players' names that I mentioned now will get mentioned throughout the goals as well. Dan James was excellent. So standouts for me then, Joel Peru, Dan James was excellent, Solomon was good, and who was the other bloke? Firpo was great as well on that left-hand side, providing so many crosses. We had so many corners as well. But those were the standout players for me. For me, Dan James would be my man of the match, closely followed by Joel Peru, because Peru got 2 goals, and I'm not sure whether he got an assist or not, but he got a goal-creating action for the first goal. But let's talk about the goals then, because that's what we're here for, isn't it? We're here to watch entertaining football and score goals. Leeds are now top of the Championship with a plus 41 or 42 goal difference. Unbelievable. But what I will say is that first goal was great. Cardiff were poor. Look, they were really poor. Of course, you're going to be really poor if you lose 7-0. But let's focus on the positives of what Leeds did. So, for the first goal, because a lot of people weren't able to see this, I'll describe what the goals were, and obviously you can watch them on the highlights and stuff. But what I thought was good about this goal was Joel Peru. He carries the ball forward, and I remember on my live stream saying, I hope he picks out a good pass or something, but instead of passing straight away, he actually carried it and dribbled with it, which he doesn't do very often. When he saw the opportunity, he curled a ball around, like between their right back and their centre back, around them for Dan James to run onto on that left-hand side. Dan James goes around the goalkeeper, gets to the near post, but he looks up and there's a player sliding in. There's another player coming back across him and the goalkeeper's there. So he has to go back almost towards his own goal. But Aronson's waiting in the middle of the box going, pass it here. Aronson gets it, knocks it. It was similar to the Solomon goal in terms of the actual situation for the finish itself. In the last game, I mean. The game before the last game, I mean. I don't know what's going on in my head. 7 goals, that's probably what. But there was 2 players on the goal line, and Aronson just put it between both of them. So that was the first goal. The second goal was a cross from out wide that I think it was Dan James who assisted. He whipped it into the box and Solomon just finished. It was another one was like straight across the face of goal. That became a theme for this game because Cardiff, for some reason, never switched on to that fact. Were never able to deal with it. And the ball was whipped in multiple times. This one, Solomon scored and got on the end of. It then happened again with Dan James. I think that was the one that Firpo assisted. This was in the 50th minute. Firpo crossed the ball into the box and he gets on the end of it. Then you get a penalty where the ball was shot. The goalkeeper saved it into the path of Dan James. Dan James is about to take it. He was wiped out by O'Dowda, I think, which would have been a red card in old school refereeing, but because of the double jeopardy rule, he didn't get sent off. Peru took the penalty, slotted it in the bottom left-hand corner. The goalkeeper dived right, sent him the wrong way. That was 4-0. Then Wilfred Gnonto comes off the bench like a minute after that, and you're thinking, right, okay, let's see what you can do, Gnonto. Gnonto ran from the halfway line. He ran from the right-hand side of the pitch. He ran from the halfway line up towards their goal. When he was near the edge of the box, he cut inside and went into the half space. Looked like he was going to shoot, but instead he went inside a little bit more towards the D on the edge of the box. Shot with his left foot, wrong-footed the goalkeeper, put it in the bottom corner. Really good finish, but he literally had come on like a minute before, so none of us could believe it. Then we waited a while and we thought, bloody hell, 5-0. 5-0, what a game this is. right at the end, in the 88th minute, Firpo does another one of these crosses. This is what I'm saying. They never got to grips with the crosses across the face of goal. The cross whipped in the box all the way across everybody, and at the back post, Mateo Joseph was there to finish it off. That's 3 of that same type of goal in the same game. And then in the 90 plus 5 minutes, or 90, I think it was 90 plus 5, 90 plus 6 minutes, Piru scores again. Firpo carries the ball, cuts inside, plays the ball through, a little through ball to Joel Piru, who just slots it down the side of the goalkeeper, rolls into the bottom corner, 7-0. Now, I remember at the start of the stream, people saying that Forest had just beaten Brighton 7-0 and no one could believe it because it's such a high score. And then we've gone and done it. People have been saying for ages, how haven't we actually put anyone to the sword yet? Like, how are we not able to batter anyone, and why do we always back off? Well, this is what we're capable of when we don't back off, when we've gone ahead. I think Farke probably saw that there was zero threat from them whatsoever and went, yeah, just go for it. Let's have a look at a little bit. We don't usually do this, but because of the game itself, the statistics, it'll be so impressive to see. So Cardiff had 2 shots and 2 on target, 100% accuracy for them. Leeds had 29 shots. Yeah, 29 shots, 12 on target, 58% possession with 485 passes, 88% pass accuracy, which I thought the pass accuracy and the passing itself was so much more pinpoint today, was great. And we had 14 corners. Sometimes you only get like 4 corners in an entire game. 14 corners in one game, which obviously you can see at the top there. We're on 98 now, which again, this is my own informal counter. And the reason for that is that I want it to be a direct header or volley. Like, the ball comes in, header into the net. The ball comes in, volley into the net. I don't want it to come out and back in again. But that's what I'm counting for anyway. Nearly happened with Rodon. We could have scored more goals. We really could have scored more goals. There were some deflections from Dan James shots that the goalkeeper had to dive and make a save and stuff. So, look, it was an unbelievable game of football. 7-0. It improves our goal difference massively. It'll be a massive confidence booster for all of the players going into that next game against Coventry. They'll be on cloud 9 from this. 7-0. Like I said at the start, biggest win since 1972, March 1972. Well, look, that's what this team's capable of. That kind of confidence going forwards into the rest of the season is going to be invaluable. I think the performance itself was so good. Our defenders didn't really have a massive amount to do, but going forwards, I thought Byron was really good. Bogle didn't have... I was going to say, it's weird, isn't it? You don't say someone had a loud game, do you? I don't think that Bogle had a particularly quiet game, but he wasn't as good as Firpo, because Firpo was pulling the strings. Him, Piru, and Dan James are all up there for man of the match for me. I thought that the combination of all of them was unbelievable in this game. 7-0. You can't believe it, can you? You can't actually believe it. Look, the only thing I hope... Actually, do you know what? I won't even say that in this video because I don't want to put a dampener on it. 7-0, top of the league, plus 41 goal difference. The next people behind us are Burnley, who just drew today as well, by the way. They didn't pick up 3 points. Sheffield United did, but Burnley didn't pick up 3 points. They only got 1. And Burnley's goal difference is plus 27 and ours is plus 41. It's ridiculous to be at this stage of the season and have scored this many goals. I'm very happy with the way things are going at the moment. Let me know what you thought of the game down below, whether you could watch it or whether you're just looking forward to watching the highlights. But what a game of football. 7-0. Look, not much more to be said. Thanks for watching Leeds Lately, and I'll see you in the next one.